Welcome to watching this video. This is the second part of my lymphoma cancer my cancer videos. I've watched other videos of other people, and some things there's a few things that I've either learned or, that I've seen that they don't, things that I've gone through that it's like I don't see anybody else talking about this. Am I the only one of the only ones who have had a blood bacteria when they're being treated for lymphoma cancer or not? Because I don't see anybody who's had that. I don't see anyone saying, oh yeah, when I was going through my cancer treatment I had a blood bacteria too. And so they took me off all chemotherapy, which is what they're going to do. When they find out you have a blood bacteria, they're going to take you off all chemotherapy. All chemotherapy, no chemotherapy pills, no chemotherapy IV, not ID, IV, yeah, I mean, I think they're gonna probably take you off the chemotherapy to help build your immune system. Well, maybe not, maybe you'd stay on a few things that to help your immune system when you're going through getting the IV for the blood bacteria, which I did for 2 weeks, and that is to have an IV every 4 hours for 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for 2 weeks. That is the cure for that. I just thank and praise God that they found that out soon enough, because if they didn't, I mean, blood bacteria can kill you real fast. Within a week, if they don't catch us enough, that's it. You're gonna be dead. So anyway, if you don't know much about blood bacteria, look it up on the internet, find out about it, find out if all of a sudden you're really sick and you don't know why, and let's see what else. Make sure they test for that. I said that on another video, but I cannot emphasize that enough, because a blood bacteria is deadly serious. It really is. It really is. I mean, you get a blood bacteria and they don't know what it is, and sometimes, I mean, when it progresses and spreads throughout your body, it can get to the point within hours of not being treated for to being, when they find out what it is, it's too late. It's too late. Because a blood bacteria will shut down some of your internal organs. Like your heart. How long did you live without your heart beating? Without your heart working? Not very long. Your kidneys, I mean, there's a lot of things that blood bacteria can shut down, can stop. Vital organs of your body that a blood bacteria can shut down, can stop them from working and will cause you to die. It is that simple. So anyway, there's some minor side effects of chemo that I've noticed, that now that I'm off of all chemo, I'm off the IV, I'm off the medication, I'm off the stuff to help my immune system, I'm off of everything completely. No more. Anyway, oh boy, how do I put this? It's kind of a icky subject, but I need to talk about it anyway. Going to the bathroom and having to go to the bathroom a lot. Okay. When you have chemo, when you are going through chemotherapy, you will have to go to the bathroom several times a day. And that's the way it is. You know, I mean, it can be 2 or 3 times after you eat a meal. You know, within a couple hours after you eat a meal. You know, it kind of sucks when that happens, but yet you go back to normal after and off of all chemo, and within a month you'll have to go a couple times, maybe once or twice a day. That's it. So anyway, that's one of the side effects of chemo that I didn't realize when I was doing that. I just had to go to the bathroom a lot, and I didn't know why. I didn't link the two, having chemo and going to the bathroom all the time. Did not realize one was causing the other. You know, I didn't realize my chemo was causing the other to happen. But it was, so. But if there is, if you have any kind of strange or unusual symptom, well, yeah, your symptom would be the right word. If you have any kind of weird thing, oh, so sorry about that. Hang on. Diet Dr. Pepper, not the regular kind. And I would recommend only Diet Pop. If you drink pop, only Diet. But if you have something unusual, you know, if your body does something that you're not used to, that hasn't happened before, or happens very little, and happens a lot after you start chemotherapy, by all means, bring it up with your doctor. Bring it up with your nurse. Bring it up with a nurse who is giving you the chemo. You know, is putting the chemo in your arm, and the needle in your arm, or the port, or hooking up the port or PICC line to your arm so that you can get the chemo. Bring it up with them. If there's anything that is out of the ordinary, not usually normal for you, bring it up with them. By all means, do that right away. Because it could be something serious, it could be something dangerous, it could be something bad. And you don't know. The thing you bring up to them might save your life, or if you don't, it could end your life. You know. So anyway, one thing I'm sick of is not having much hair. You know, you can tell I don't have much hair. It's been like that since October. November. Anyway, oh man. So anyway, there are other side effects of chemo that I thankfully have not had to experience very much of. Okay. That is a lot of pain and a lot of nausea. And I don't know why God has blessed me to not have to go through that, to have a lot of that. I don't know why. But that's the way it is. Everybody is completely different when it comes to their cancer and with their chemotherapy. I mean, because I have a cousin, in fact, a double cousin, not just a single cousin, but not just a cousin, but a double cousin, who also had lymphoma too. And she wasn't sick very much. She wasn't in a lot of pain, and she didn't lose her hair. So anyway, so I guess I almost take after her side of the family, where we're not having a lot of the bad side effects of chemo affect me. I hope that's our genetics that does that. I don't know if it is or not, or if I'm just blessed by God. Either way, I'm just thankful that I don't. I'm just thankful that I haven't had to deal with having a lot of pain and sick all the time. You know, I feel sorry for those who do. It's like, how do they make it through that? But then again, maybe the next time. I mean, if I have another roundabout with cancer, maybe the next time I get sick from the chemotherapy all the time, and maybe I'm in a lot of pain because of that. It could happen. I hope it doesn't happen. I hope this is the first and the last time I have cancer. But anyway. Oh boy. Anyway. So anyway. Anyway, if you have cancer, or if you had cancer and you went through chemotherapy and you had to also deal with the blood bacteria, let me know about that. Let me know about that, because there are I've seen a lot of videos and nobody has mentioned getting a blood bacteria. Not one person has ever mentioned that to me. Mentioned that in their cancer story videos. If you have, let me know. I want to hear what happened, how you got through it, how much medication it took to do that. Did you have the same IV once every 4 hours for 2 weeks? How did you get through the blood bacteria? How was it cured for you? And how is your cancer doing? How did you get cured with that? What happened? How did you get it? What kind did you get? How long? There's another thing too that a lot of people have said. They said they would have one chemo treatment, then 2 weeks later have another one. I'm like, wait a minute, because when I was going through my chemotherapy, I would have it on a lot of times during the week. I'd have it Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. I'd have it 3 straight days, folks. It's like chemotherapy. A lot of times it was chemotherapy Tuesday, chemotherapy Wednesday, chemotherapy Thursday. And then I'd be off until I'd be done until the next week, when I would have one more chemotherapy that week, sometime that week, and then I'd be done with that round. I'd have 4 chemotherapy sessions in each round. And so that's usually, for me, how it went. I'd have the chemotherapies on consecutive days, 3 of them on consecutive days. It could be one Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Sometimes it was the first round, it was Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then it was one during the next week, and that was the end of my first round. So anyway, let me know if you've had a blood bacteria, or if you've had something else as a result of the chemotherapy wiping out your immune system, so that you would catch anything, pretty much anything. What other sicknesses have you had because of that? Because it's pretty much, chemotherapy wipes out your immune system pretty much. What other things have cancer survivors gotten because of that? I want to know. I want to know, and I want to know how you got through it. How hard was that? And if you know of people who had cancer and died, did they die from the cancer itself, or did they get something else because their immune system was compromised and died from that? So you can put a subscribe, hit the subscribe button. I've got 9 people who are subscribing to my videos. It'd be nice to be breaking be into double digits. Meanwhile, other people have thousands of subscribers. I will never charge to see my videos. I don't think that'll ever happen. But if you could have a like and comment and click on the bell and subscribe, I would love that. That'd be awesome. You know, it'd be nice to have more than 9 subscribers to my YouTube channel. And to explain a little bit, I am right now at a nursing home in North Dakota, the only veterans nursing home in North Dakota, and I came down here because my chemotherapy chemotherapy can make your blood sugar go way up. And so anyway, the medication I was taking could do that, and there have been times in which my blood sugar's been really very high, really very, very high. And so I would only be able to see a nurse like once a week, and I could not take that chance. Could not take that chance. So I came here to live for the time until I'm done with the chemo, and I go back for my last PET scan, and I find out that I'm cancer free, and then I am sayonara, see you later, I'm out of here. And that's exactly what's going to happen, because they did not see any cancer after my 4th round of chemo. And so if they say I've got my last PET scan on Monday, and then the 20th, 2 weeks, next Thursday after that, I go back to my doctor, well actually my nurse practitioner, and she will tell me the results of that, will let me know the result of that, and then if she says there's no sign of cancer, I'm out of here. I'm leaving. Some of my family members don't exactly like that. They don't think I can live beyond my own. They think my blood sugar's too high as it is now, but they don't understand. It takes a month or 2 months after you are completely off all chemotherapy for your blood sugar to be where it would be normally. Well, where it is without the chemotherapy. It takes a month or 2. It could take up to 2 months for my blood sugar is at the number for my blood sugar is the number at where it would be when I am on my own, if I'm back on my own in July. Today is one of the last days of May 30th, and it was the end of last day in April is when I had my last chemotherapy. But I still took some chemotherapy meds after that here. And so anyway, a month after I'm done with all of that, those chemotherapy meds here, is when they should look at my numbers for my chemotherapy. If I'm on my own at that time, then that's the number it should be at. the most part. Then my my blood sugar number will usually be, that is what, you know. So by the end of June or July, you know, if I'm back in my place, oh, excuse me, by the end of July, then if I have a lot of my blood sugar numbers are below 200, then I can handle it. And most of them are between 200 and 250, then I can't handle it, you know. But anyway. That's the way it is, you know. So anyway, they should, some of my family members don't think I should, there's some people also that don't think I should be on my own. I shouldn't be trusted to do that. They don't think I can handle the responsibility, but they are wrong. I mean, I think for the most part. Yeah, I need another cough drop. Alright, much better. But anyway, so anyway, my blood sugar, if it is below 100 most times, or near below 200 most times, then by all means I can deal with this deal with my blood sugar on my own. If it's between 2 and 250 most of the time, then I probably can. But it should only be taken into account when I'm living on my own, you know, because there's some food here that I would not eat on my own. I would definitely not eat if I was back at my place. You know, I would not get it in the store. I would not buy it in the store. I would not cook it. I would not eat it. You know, I mean, there's some things here, you know. Another thing is that they top every dessert with Cool Whip. Well, Cool Whip tastes great, but it also makes your blood sugar take off like a rocket if you eat a lot of that. You know, there's a lot of times I'll scrape it off and I won't eat it. But even, you know, you can't get all of it off. So, you can't get all of it off. So, anyway, you know, just a little bit causes my blood sugar to go up because of that. So, anyway, let's see, what do you think? Is there anything else I want to say about my lymphoma. Well, I think another thing is the difference between the VA, being treated at the VA versus a civilian hospital, is that with the VA, I was actually in the hospital for a lot of my chemotherapy and other things I had to do with, like, my blood bacteria. I mean, I was still a patient when they found that out. So it wasn't, you know. So anyway, you know, you have pretty much have to be a patient when you're dealing with something like that. You know, because it's like you have an IV once every 4 hours and 24 hours a day for 2 weeks. For 2 weeks you have that. That was, I am so lucky that got taken care of. But cancer teaches you a lot about yourself and a lot about life. It really does. It really does. Because you need to enjoy your life as much as you can every single day of your life. That goes for anybody in any circumstances, in any circumstance of life. It goes for anybody to do that. Because we are promised tomorrow. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. You know, I may not be here tomorrow. And so if all of a sudden I stop making videos, then maybe you're going to figure, oh, maybe Nate, maybe something happened to Nate. Oh boy. Anyway, you need to love your families and friends like it could be their last day or your last day, because it really could be. You can't take things for granted. You really can't take things for granted, you know, because when you go through something like a stroke, I mean, you take things for granted before that happens. You take things for granted just like by walking, for instance. You know, I mean, it's easy to do. It is so easy to do that. You know, but then you have to work extremely hard to be able to walk again. You have to work extremely hard physical therapy to be able to walk again. You have to, or you're not going to do it. That is not going to happen. You know, you'll either be in a wheelchair or have a walker, and it'll be obvious that something's wrong if you don't work hard to get that back. I'm not kidding. That's the way it is. We take a lot of things for granted. I do. You who are watching this do. Everybody does. take things the way their life is, the way their life is now, for a lot of things for granted. You know, I took being able to drive and go where I wanted to go for granted. After my stroke, when I was here at the Veterans Nursing Home in North, I took the driving test and failed it because I drifted a little too much to the center, which you can't do. You got to make sure you don't do that. And so anyway, that's the only time I've taken the driving test. And I failed it, and I still haven't taken it again, taken it a second time, and got my license back. Still don't have it back. Still aren't able to. Haven't driven. I drove around a little to get some practice, but because I thought I'd be able to take the test. Oh, excuse me. But then I couldn't. So anyway, and we take so much for granted. We just even take our lives for granted. You know, believe me, when you have a stroke, lymphoma cancer, and a blood bacteria, and survive all three of them, you know, when you survive all three of them and are still alive, the fact that you're still alive is a miracle. And for me, it is. It is a miracle. Because I give God all the credit. I give God all the credit and honor and glory for me in my life. You know, some people aren't going to like hearing that. I'm sorry. But that's not your story. This is my story we're talking about here. My life we're talking about. I mean, if you go through a lot of things, you can tell me how you were able to survive. How maybe you should have been killed at one time or another in your life, and how you're able to make it. Because I know without a doubt, it is all God. God is the only reason I'm still alive. You know, I should be dead. I should be dead and gone. You know, my family should have come to my funeral quite a while ago. You know, from my blood bacteria or my stroke or my lymphoma cancer. But, well, another thing that happened when let's see, I think it was my first round of chemotherapy. I had a doctor, it was a kidney doctor, come and talk to me. They had found a bleed, you know, a little cut or something on my right kidney, and it was bleeding. My right kidney was bleeding from that. And so he said, you might be going to Essentia because of that. And so I'm like, oh, okay, all right. Well, I was trying to eat too. Couldn't eat when he was there, and getting chemo at the same time. Anyway, I've been able to do that several times. Eat and getting chemotherapy at the same time. Not many people can do that. Well, I'm not sure. I don't know. But there are people that think of when they get sick. When they're going through chemo. And me, I've eaten when I've gotten chemo a lot of times. And okay, getting back to my story. Anyway, like you said, we might do this. We'll probably be doing this. Go to Essentia because of bleed from my kidney. So I'm like, well, okay. And then later on, somebody else came into my room. I was after the chemotherapy, back in my room, and they said the same thing. You might be going after a while and going over to Essentia, get this taken care of, get that issue taken care of with the bleed in my kidney, and it could happen. And all of a sudden, late at night, two ambulance attendants showed up and go, yep, you're going right now. Right. Off to Essentia I went. Grabbed all my stuff and off we go. So anyways, kind of late when I got settled in there. And then the next day is when I had a doctor come in and say, the bleed from your kidney, it's no big deal, don't worry about it. It's going to be okay, it'll take care of itself, don't worry about it. And I'm like, great, that was the only reason why I was there in the first place. And he's telling me, oh, don't worry about it. But then later on came in with his boss, and him and his boss said the same thing. You've got a little bleed, it's going to be no big deal, it'll probably fix itself, it's okay, don't worry about it. So anyway, but then he said, well, you got a bigger problem here. My right kidney my lymphoma was surrounding my right kidney. It shut off the tube from my right kidney to my bladder. So neural urine was, going out of my right kidney to my bladder. And someone said that I was choking the life out of my right kidney. They had to get something taken care of right now because it was getting larger and larger and larger, because my urine that it was filtering had nowhere else to go. Nowhere else to go. So anyway, then anyway, they had to put in a bag into my back. Well, they had to put a tube that went from my right kidney to my bladder. Draining my urine from my right kidney, and either the same tube or a different tube, they had to have into my right kidney and out of my back. And so the tube came out of my back, and it was, in filled into a bag. And so when I go to the bathroom to take a leak, I'd have to take a leak like every other guy. Well, not every other guy, but most guys. And they go number one. When they take a leak, I would do the same thing. But then I'd also have to empty my bag from my right kidney. So from October, when I had it put in, the tubes in my back put in, until last month. So this month or last month? Can't remember. But anyway, for several months, November, December, January, February, March, at least 5 or 6 months. For 5 or 6 months, I had something sticking out of my back. That was not fun. That was not fun. Oh man. Oh, I'm tired. I should get to bed. I should quit this video and to bed. It's only 10:30. Anyway, see you later.